You see the size of this turnip? I like making sure that my plants are healthy. I see a turnip right in front of you. You want to pull that one? And I like helping kids.
No, don't pull the leaves. You gotta pull it. Like, take it like that and pull it all the way up.
And I like getting to wake up and farm. I like system design. You know, when you're a kid growing up, you think, oh, I'm gonna be a lawyer or an accountant or an astronaut. Nitrification happens in your beds. I didn't know that I could do this. You know, I didn't know that I could be a scientist or an engineer, but yet here I am.
We're at the Department of Juvenile Justice in Leon County. Here, they're trying to engage students in STEM fields by letting them get their hands a little dirty.
I come in every Thursday and I teach them a STEM lesson. I use the Aquaponics system as a tool to teach STEM: science, technology, engineering, mathematics. And it gets converted into
Nitrogen,
nitrate, and
nitrate.
nitrate. The DJJ wanted to do something for the kids. They wanted to do something that would get them outside and that would get them more engaged. They have a couple minutes to play basketball in the courtyard. Other than that, they're stuck inside.
They love being outside more, just not on the courtyard, but in the garden, playing in the dirt, playing with plants and learning different things. And the fish, that's what excites me the most.
They wanted to utilize their space. They wanted to do something. They wanted to build a garden. And now we are doing farm to cafeteria again with kale and turnips. So this is now the second time that the Juvenile Detention Center in Leon County has done farm to cafeteria. And that's the best.
We had some Siberian kale and I sauteed it up with chicken broth and garlic. Yeah, it's pretty interesting because the kids are involved and that's always great.
The food they harvested came from a traditional outdoor garden, but it's in their aquaponics setup where Michele gets deeper into science and technology.
Aquaponics is a sustainable farming method. What we do is we keep a reservoir that we keep our fish in. Those fish produce ammonia. And we pump that water that the fish live in into our biologically active packed beds, which is essentially a raised garden bed that is filled with gravel. And those rocks provide a surface area for bacteria to colonize on. And that bacteria converts the ammonia into nitrite and then into nitrate, and nitrate is nitrogen. And so the plants absorb all of this really great pure nitrogen and absorb all of those nutrients out of the water. And then the bed fills up with water and it drains back down to the fish. So the fish provide nutrients for the plants absorb the nutrients and then return fresh, clean water back to the fish. So it's a sustainable ecosystem that you create and balance and maintain. Well, as if it's too acidic, it's not good.
Michele wants students to see that science isn't just for professors.
There's hands-on, fun, exciting learning that these kids get to take part in. And not only that, but they get to find out that this is a job. Most people think in order to be a scientist, you have to be in a certified lab somewhere with a PhD or be on the top floor of a skyscraper at a fancy engineering firm. They don't realize that you can be a scientist and an engineer in your backyard. Well, when you get out of here, since I'm not gonna see you back here, you're gonna come over to my farm and I'm gonna teach you how to do aquaponics and then you can be a scientist, right?
Okay. And then I can get that $10.50 an hour?
As long as you keep going, it might be 12. Oh, yeah.
Michele recently inspired an entrepreneur at another school where she teaches.
I have a student who breeds mealworms now because we breed mealworms to feed to our fish, and he fell madly in love with it. And now he's about to graduate high school and go to college. He's in the process of applying for colleges right now, and he wants to breed mealworms. And he actually wrote out a whole business plan for it, and I was really, really impressed.
She was saying that we're gonna start raising worms at the school. And I was like, you know what, I actually want to do that because she started saying that you can make more money off the worms by selling to restaurants, to people who want to end up feeding their animals like chickens, turtles, anything really. And I told her I wanted to do that. I was gonna go buy some. And she said, you know what, I'll actually give you these worms right here and they're already in this little box and you can raise them on your own. I was like, really? So next thing you know, I got excited.
I'm really lucky. I'm really grateful that I get to be the one who comes in here and works with these students because not only does it make a difference in the kids' lives and show them things that they would have never been able to be exposed to, but it makes a difference in my life, and it makes me feel really good, and it makes me feel accomplished and lets me know that this is worth it.
It's very fun and rewarding to learn new things for the youth, for myself, for the teachers, everyone. We love it.
For WFSU, I'm Rob Diaz de Villegas.